Say
Say
cheese.
cheese.
We are. Well, we like welcome back Carter on here now, man. We back now.
We back.
Again.
All right, one more time. Take two. That's how they doing the thing.
Mhm.
Quiet on the set. How my brother do. Quiet on the set.
Action. Action.
Minus the boom.
Sure. Let my wife finish doing what she doing, and then we're gonna do the Dougie on up in here.
Hey, you put on the door.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Y'all ready?
We're
get
ready.
it. My name is Kelvin,
And I'm Latanya.
and we're the Doolies, and this is Marriage, Business, and Ministry. We can't get that name right for none. This be time, and she be trying to catch up to me when we do our intro. I got to learn. We got to learn how to get that intro.
Just
Probably
be in sync with one another. Yeah.
you got to be in sync with it, man. She be trying to catch up with me when I be.
It looks good on this side though. It looks good from this side.
Well, listen, I appreciate it looking good on that side. Well, listen, we got an extraordinary opportunity on this evening after we did rebound, right, on some of the foolishness that just occurred with technology, that we have such a wonderful, outstanding, dynamic, I don't know any other adjective. We can have some awesome, tremendous, power couple. All those powerful things about to join on and have some conversations with the Doolies. We were fortunate enough to met them. I've never been knowing y'all 3 years, 4 years,
Probably
maybe longer.
Probably been
Knowing. Let's say knowing. Not, but knowing. I want to say
Yeah.
Yes, they probably been coming in the restaurant for maybe 6-7 years.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So we come across that all the time, but it's rare that we have relationships with people
The
that come in.
relationship. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. A lot of times hey, how you doing? Welcome to JK. I like your intros. I appreciate you. And that'd be the end of the whole conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But to start having relationships and stuff like that is some of the challenges that we run into with people that patronize the J&K Style Grill brand. But that's enough about that. Let's get into who this power couple is. If y'all don't mind, let's do a quick introduction, if y'all don't mind, to this space we call Marriage, Business, and Ministry, and let those that are on know who you are, what you're about, and ABCDEFG, and then we're going to dive into it.
Okay. Well, for everyone listening, either live or later, I'm Deidre Moon of the Moon Group, and this is my amazing husband.
Amazing.
And I'm Steve Moon of the Moon Group.
We have been married for how many years? I always get it wrong.
Yeah,
I always get it
33
wrong.
years.
Okay, we've been married for 33 years. We did date.
Happily married for 33
happily
years.
married.
Wait a minute. Let me be like Fat Joe. Let me throw the flag.
I know.
I'm
I
joking.
can actually say happily married for 33 years.
That's
There
awesome.
was
That's
one
awesome.
crazy weekend.
Okay.
You remember that weekend?
Awesome.
But we've been together 37 years since we were 19.
Wow.
Okay. So how did y'all meet?
Do you want my version?
My
And
version
listen, there's always two.
And then there's the truth. That's right.
And then there's
my
the truth.
version is the best version. And so how I remember it, we were in Steve's hometown where I was a college student, Tuskegee, Alabama. Yay!
I know you was country, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So the way I remember the story, you guys, is I was in the local grocery store. At the time, the store was named Big Bear. So you know it was kind of country, but that's okay. So as the store, I remember the story. I was leaving the grocery store and he saw the doors open and he heard violins and harps playing.
No. I didn't hear all that.
And I drifted. I drifted out of the door.
Hey, let me tell you guys the truth. She was coming out the door. You know the blower they have in supermarkets now, where it's blowing to keep the flies out.
The flies out of it.
Yeah, it just happened to be blowing her hair back. You know what I'm saying? I said, man, that's the one for me right there. So I played it real slow because I before Uber and all that, I called a taxi up to the grocery store. The true story.
He didn't have a car. He did not.
So
have
I had
a
to
car.
watch her. I'm like, man, she got to be a college student. I said, she's not from around here. And she went to that vehicle. I said, oh man, I got to have that right there. I said, that's mine. That's my girl. Yeah. Man, I ran out of that car like I was picking up something from up under the tire or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's how it all started.
So apparently it wasn't my beauty. It was the fact that I had a car.
And you had hair.
Hey, you had a car and the fly trap was blowing at the same time. How about that?
Exactly. And I knew I could get a ride home.
It was a match made in heaven. Match made in heaven.
Oh, I don't know, G. I like this story a little better.
Oh,
I like the fly trap blowing the hair in the wind. I like that part.
It was.
And at that time, 1988.
For who?
Or 89.
No,
What year was it?
89.
89. Okay. So at the time, as I left the grocery store, I did notice a fellow with a high top fade. So I was kind of checking him out.
Yeah, Carol, that was my hair days. I had to.
Oh, you remember that man?
I had the box top.
Didn't play. You ain't had an eraser, did you?
I did. And plus, I only weighed like 145 pounds then.
Back in '88, that's how much I weighed, 145. I got on the scale today, I'm about 280 now, but 145 was
I'm not far behind you, brother. Like I said, those are memories.
Distant memories. Distant.
memories.
That's how we initially met. Our first run in with each other.
So what year did y'all get married in?
We got married in 93.
I met Tanya in 92. I graduated high school in 94.
Wow. I came out in 88. She came out in 87. And we met in 89. Yeah.
Man, I thought I didn't know y'all was older than us. I thought we was all around about the same age.
Excuse me, sir. We are your elders. Okay.
well, you know, I'm the young buck up the group. I just got the 5 on my belt.
Well, in all honesty, you know, I was just a little advanced in school, so I did a few grades and graduated early, as the young folks say, you know.
Yeah. I still don't know what that means, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the second finger.
Second finger.
Yeah, I learned that.
Oh, sticky finger, that's what it is. That's good, then, man. Well, tonight, it's awesome to hear that y'all got 33 years of bliss in marriage.
Yes.
Because I listen, I don't got that same story. I'm in marriage counseling right now. Hey, Steve, we're in marriage counseling right now trying to play catch up. You know what I'm talking about?
Whatever makes it work.
It's for a good reason. It ain't for no bad reason. Let me make sure I put that out there. We ain't going for no girl issue. We just, you know, everybody looking for something to hold on to.
That's right.
Them dualies don't break up with it. No, we ain't doing that. We just trying to listen. I'm trying to, like you said, DJ, I'm trying to catch up to her maturity. You know what I'm talking about? Trying to fine tune this marriage. So tonight we're talking about during our vow. It talks about the good, and that's a lot of times what we hound on, or what we stand on, or what we ponder on. But it's rare that we hear about the worst in our vows, for the worst in our vows, and how to pivot in our worst times to have longevity of 30, 33 years of marriage, 37 years of being together, 25 years of marriage, and so on and so on. How do we maneuver around? We didn't hit the mark this time, and it almost came. I don't know if you guys have been there. It almost came to a point where I wanted to throw in the towel, but because I didn't throw in the towel, I saw the bigger picture. And it's easier to work with her than to work without her, and let's get to the end result that we've talked about in the duration of our marriage, up to the worst point of it.
And it's also easier to not work against her or to try to get away from her. Yeah.
Or us, not to get away from us either, right?
Right. That's right.
Because normally what happens is that I've seen, talking to a lot of married couples that have been divorced, a lot of married couples that may be in that turmoil season of marriage that we all go through. But that turmoil stage of still trying to grow, figure it all out is a lot of times it becomes finger pointing, and one wants to put more in than the other. Not that they're not valuing, it's just that it comes to a point like with us. She got more tired of the relationship than I did. I wanted to keep going because I made my vows, but there were times where I was too intolerable at times, where it made it difficult to want to sustain in something that you're not getting what you need to get out of it. And it goes vice versa.
Yeah, for us, I think the pivotal point of our vows is that, you know, when we took those vows, we said in sickness and in health. And of course, we all hope for great health. We hope to have long-standing good health for the day until we leave here. And in our case, that's where our marriage was tested because we experienced the worst through sickness. So for those of you who don't know, in 2020, so about 6 years ago now, I was at the office, which is not far from my home, and I became very weak. That's the best word to describe it. I became very weak. By the time I made it home, I was like really fatigued, wiped out, just really could not even keep my eyes open. So my husband, the amazing man that he is, thought the best idea was to just take a nap. That was his answer, just take a nap. So I did take that nap, and unfortunately, he wasn't able to wake me after the nap. So from 4 p.m. to about midnight, I slept through dinner.
Very unusual.
He was unable to wake me. And luckily, he was smart enough. Not that he's not smart, but he was aware enough. He was aware enough to call for medical help.
Where did it just go?
I'm sorry, honey. Aware enough.
Okay.
So he called for medical assistance, and I left my home in an ambulance with a blood pressure of 60 over 0. So I was actually in really bad shape. And if it wasn't for him calling medical emergency, I may not have made it. So for us, the worst definitely happened in July of 2020 when we had a major health issue that hit me.
Hit us.
Steve, I'm starting to like you a lot, man. Because I'm like you. I really am. I'm like you. I say I am with the intent of we, but she needs to hear the we. If I don't give it a we, man, when we hang up on this thing.
Yes, sir.
You always saying I you never say, but I was saying we sitting right next to each other.
We collectively.
That's right.
We collectively. So how difficult has that been up until this? It was probably not difficult, but when we're saying that was the worst, what about that made that the worst of the violence for you guys? you dealing with what you're dealing with.
That
Even
to me
today, correct?
To me, that point when she was actually hospitalized that night wasn't the worst. The worst came on as the weeks went by and there was no improvement. And then I had to share with, I'm the youngest of 6. Sadly, we just lost our only sister back in March 23rd, I think. She was the only girl of 6. And so all my family is in Alabama. But our sons were here, Deidre's brother, Deidre's mom, and everybody. I had to reach out, and our close friend Felicia, Gloria, and everything. We had to reach out to them, and I had to share the news with them, what was actually going on. And everybody was in disbelief, because Deidre has always been the person everybody knows her to be now. Just that strong, powerful leader and guider, you know what I'm saying? So everybody pretty much sees her as the matriarch of the family, but that, it was tough times. It was tough then.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Wow.
And she was actually hospitalized for like 8 months. And then went to a rehab/nursing facility for 7 to 8 weeks. And then they felt like it was nothing else, that she had improved beyond their care. So she was transported home to a hospital bed, where we actually had a hospital bed in the living room, and where she laid in that bed, exercise and everything, trying to do physical therapy for like 2 years. Yeah. So it was time for me to say, I got to throw in the towel at work. I had so much support at work, though. You know what I'm saying? I ended up with 21 years at the Norfolk Sheriff Department, when I retired back in 23. But I had so much support from my coworkers and supervisors and everything. They knew what was going on. And so it was just time for me to leave and just really focus on, my wife.
So how did that make you feel? Deidre knowing he was ready, he gave it all up just to be next to his honey bun, laying in the bed next to you and tickling your toes and rubbing on your nose and licking your hair and exercising with you and all that. I bet that was, to me, just outside looking in as a husband. If my wife was in that, vice versa, if I was in that situation, just knowing the sacrifice that they were willing to do and the willingness to be, you just want to be with me. You could do anything at this point, but you just want to be right there with me, making sure I'm taken care of. That would just blow my mind in a positive way.
For me, and I don't want to sound arrogant at all, but to me, it's exactly who he is.
You go, girl. Good answer.
Go, baby.
Out of.
Be arrogant. Be cocky, arrogant.
I'm sorry. I had a moment. Go ahead.
It's who he is and who he always has been. Now, I am of the belief that when he asked me to marry him way back in 1989, he said before me and God and his family and our friends that he would take care of me for better or for worse, in sickness and in health. And my health took a really bad turn. And if he had never stepped up before, he had to step up then. During that time when I was finally able to begin physical therapy, we did document this. So some of our listeners may even go back to our Facebook page and see where he was right there in physical therapy. He was helping me learn to walk again, helping me to even stand, helping me to get in and out of the vehicle, where he had to carry me from the car into the home. So he just did what he has always done. And I had no doubt that we would get through it together.
Wow.
My man, I knew I was liking you, Steve. I knew I was.
Look at him.
I knew I was, Steve. Man, listen, you my hero, Doc.
I appreciate it, brother.
But here's the things that that marriages need to hear more of, where even in the midst of what seemed to be the worst, I never lost who I was in my vows to you. It never shook my vows to the point where I wanted to not throw in a towel from work, but throw in a towel from my spouse. He could have easily left at a point of what vulnerability is the word I'm looking for, or at a low point. But what he did was put his Superman cape on and said, through sickness and health, whatever it is, I'm going to stay firm planted and make sure my wife asks for nothing, needs for nothing. I'm right there. And when she's able to get to the place where she can be strong again, then I know it'll be given back 10,000 fold. But until that happens, I'm gonna be right here. I'm gonna be nose to nose. We're gonna be smelling each other stinking breath, stinking. We right here nose to nose.
You talking about that snoring?
That's big, man. That's major.
But honestly, I didn't know I had it in me until it was triggered, because we had never experienced anything of that magnitude, you know. But that goes back to me. I speak on. I don't want to speak outside of what we're speaking on, but for the trauma I may have had in my childhood, you know what I'm saying, of parents being separated, not meet my father till I was 21, and sit with my mother. My mother was raising 6 kids, you know, as a single parent and things like that. And I say our mother, which is myself and my siblings' mother, that passed away at a young age of 47, and I was 12 years old. You know, so that right there is what just I guess that just boy, you got to do this. You're gonna do this, and you was built like this to do it. But I wouldn't have had it any other way, because honestly, I feel like I was the lucky chosen one to be her husband. She chose me to be her husband. Outside of other things I could do and everything, you know what I'm saying? But anyway.
Don't make me throw around at this screen, Steve. I already like you, man.
She chose me. And I'm saying it with her, you know, being a college student, her sophomore year in college, and seeing me, I was just a local, you know, in that little town, you know, and I'm the lucky one. And I'm glad I was chosen to be in the position that I am right now, to be her husband and, you know, the father of my children, our children.
I had a little bit to do with that.
You had an hour. All right, my bad.
Florida Evans used to say, I was somewhere around the scene of the crime when the kids.
Exactly. Exactly.
Man, that's awesome, man. That's an awesome story, man, to hear that she found you suitable, right, to be the dynamic husband that you still are after 37 years, right? When she saw you, she accepted the call of, he desires me to be his wife. I accept. Mm-hmm. And because I accepted, I'm going to be your prize, right? I talk about this all the time. You know, a man that finds a wife finds a good thing. That means we're the prize, and the wives are the gifts, right? Yeah. Gifts is something that is presented to us. We unwrap it. We fall in love with it once we open it up, because it's what we've always wanted. I got my PS5 at the age of 9 years. It's what I always wanted, right? I got my first pair of Jordans and whatever. It's because what I always wanted. And then when you see your spouse, your wife, as that, and then because of the prize, because of she is such a gift, and I am to cherish that gift. God also finds favor in us to put us in situations to let everybody else know how strong we are when it comes to the gift that God gave us. Mm-hmm. Everybody can do that. Some people don't see the value in the gift. They say, why is every year I get a pair of socks? Why I get this tie all the time? Why I get this? But we don't take the time to say, well, this gift means more to me than what it is on the extra. You took your time out of your busy day and saw fit to get me a tie with dad on it, or a tie with number one husband on it, or whatever. That means more because it comes from you. And I got so much value in knowing that you value me enough to give me this one thing. I may put it in the closet, but when I need it, I know where to get it at.
Correct.
A lot of times we don't find that in marriage. We're not hearing that in marriages anymore because the gifts are not seen to be valuable. Like your wife. My wife is a gift. I couldn't be in it. I wouldn't be where I'm at if I didn't have the gift. She couldn't be where she's at because God chose me to be the prophet for her. Her husband, her provider. Her, if she gets just like you, I'm wiping tails. Listen, I'm putting the pad on if I need to.
Get it, brother.
If I
Been there, done that. Yeah.
If I need to do that, that I'm the prize enough to know that with the gift that I have, there's nothing I wouldn't do. And I want the world to know that she is.
We live that, Kelvin. Right. We actually live that through my illness. Everything from, being unable to get to the restroom and having to use an adult diaper for a period of time. At 50 years old, we lived that, and he, as I knew he would, I don't even want to say
let me tell you, up. A 50-year-old turd is something different. You understand? All right, I'm back on track. Go ahead.
I don't want to say.
Hey, I stayed right there too, Steve. I'd have been right in the vein. The turd we can handle, but what about that liquid?
Exactly.
I don't want to say that he stepped up. I don't want to say that he stepped up because that would imply that he hadn't already been there. He just accelerated. He did exactly what he needed to do to, cover me in the worst. And I cannot thank him enough for that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Well, I applaud you, big bro. I applaud you. For being that type of man and being such an example for men out there, right? Because we all know this. I'm not just saying this. That there's not a lot of us men that are being the example that your wife talks about. Who doesn't want to talk? Who doesn't want to hear their wife putting them where they need? It's not even on a pedestal. He putting them right where he's supposed to be. Right. When she say something about me, it's not that she's putting me above. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to be in a position where she sees me for who I am and who I was created to be for her. You got to say something.
I think it's very rare to see men who knows who they are in the marriage and to have the broad shoulders to hold up the bad times. But I think we have to applaud you, pick you up, because you not only held it up during the bad times, but when you was faced with the unimaginable, you never knew that you was going to be in this situation, and you was continue to be the man of the house. You continue to be the husband, the dad. You continue to be what you needed to be in that moment, and you didn't flake out. These days, the young kids, they ready to divorce because they don't one like to roll up the toilet the toothpaste, and the other one don't.
Right.
You don't put the seat down. You didn't put the seat down, so I can use the bathroom. You was ready to get divorced for that, and you did the unimaginable.
Right.
That is big. That is huge.
Steve, I'm proud of you,
really,
y'all give me all emotional.
I think it's really important to also know that Steve, as he mentioned, is the youngest of 6. And unfortunately, he didn't grow up with his dad. So he wasn't able to see the relationship between a father and a mother, or mom and dad, a husband and wife, from a child's perspective, to then have that as his foundation. He didn't see that. So it's just him. It's something in him knowing that as the man of the family that he created, he had to stand even when it didn't look very good. He had to stand and be strong for our family. I'll share a little bit, and I hope he doesn't get emotional here. He might,
You know
but
I'm a crier.
he is a crier. But during the earlier part of my illness, when it was really we were unsure of my future, there was conversation about my last rites. Like what should we start planning?
Yeah.
Should we start planning for a funeral? Does she want to be cremated? Where would we have the funeral? Where would she be buried?
But of
I
course,
mean, the conversations
she was unaware of this
right.
conversation during the time.
I was completely unable to be a part of any of those conversations, and he was faced with them. And as I've been told, he was just very adamant that we're not going there. She's going to be okay. We're going to get her back healthy. We're going to love her back to wellness, and she's going to be okay. So he wouldn't even allow the conversation to enter any thoughts or conversation, because he just believed that I was going to come back. And here we are.
I knew she had to get back to fill her half of that bank account, that joint account we got, because it was lacking for a long time. So I'm like, baby, you got to get back where you were.
You need to back this thing back up like it used to.
Yes, sir.
I'm a strong believer in that. Listen, I'm a strong believer in that joint account thing. Yeah. I like it. That's awesome.
A lot of people don't actually realize, they're outside looking in, and they don't realize the dynamics of everything that's going on in a situation like that. Because you're dealing with her, of course. You're dealing with the emotions of the children. You're dealing with the finances that was, coming in. You're lacking certain finances, and with family, siblings. Like I say, her brother and her mother, and my siblings that's all the way down in Alabama. So a lot of people don't actually realize the full extent of everything that's going on in a situation like that. But you have to just stay strong and stay positive. You got to stay prayed up. Prayer works.
It does. And that's why the title of this segment is so impactful to me, because when we take those vows, we're thinking better, yay. And then when the worst happens, can you withstand the worst?
Mm-hmm.
You guys said something. I can only imagine the thoughts speed you had having to have, because I would have had to have those conversations. I would have had to have the conversation. And because of how I am, I wanted to be prepared for the just in case. I don't really know the extent of the thing, but I can just imagine if we were at a place where that conversation was necessary, that I would think that she would want me to make sure that I have everything in order for the just in case, but don't throw me away or don't give up on me.
Don't give up.
Let's just make sure that, because I'll be honest with you, I don't have a clue where nothing is at. So if something were to happen to Tanya, because Tanya is more responsible to me, right?
Same here.
I wouldn't know where our life insurance was at. I wouldn't know where this was at. I wouldn't know. So I would have to, let's just be prepared.
Correct.
And then that being us being prepared, I don't know. I would like for you to say, where was your mental? I know you had kids, you had your wife that you were dealing with, you got finances you're dealing with, you got this. But where was Steve that was when Deidre laid down and was sleeping, when the kids was laying down, and you had that breathing to yourself, and you sat back on your couch, and it all just came down on you at one time. Where was that mental and for you to allow you to remain strong tomorrow?
I was at a point where I knew I had to stay focused, and I would say, Steve, well, I would say S Moon. We got a circle of friends we call each other by our first initial and last name. So I would say S Moon, stay focused. What would Deidre do if the roles were turned? So at that time when Deidre was hospitalized, my main focus was on the boys, having conversations with the boys because they didn't know the full extent of her, her condition at the time, and I had to answer a lot of questions and but I said, I know we can get through this. I prayed every day, every night. So it was out of my hands. Why worry about it when you pray about it? You know. So I hop on my bike, well, motorcycle at the time, my Harley at the time, do the visits, go upstairs, kiss on the forehead, and I saw progression with her health every visit, you know, every visit. But and also at the time I was still working though. I still had to go in, 7 in the morning, 7 to what was it, 3, 7 to 3, and also. But I was in a place where I strongly felt that we would recover from this, and I still had to go on with the daily, you know, I would think about the honeydew list. I need to get this
Right.
grass cut for her, and then get this house cleaned up, these dishes washed, clean up these bathrooms. That's why I don't do all that now. But see, so I was at a point where, so yeah, I had a strong sense of we will bounce back from this. And like
Did you have? Did you have?
about, hmm?
I'm sorry, no, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, go ahead, Ken.
Did you have a mentor to lay your head on and release some? Because I know for me, sometimes for me, grew up without a father. My uncle didn't take time up with me. Everybody thought I was bad. I got pushed to the side. So I bottled up a lot of my emotions. But at my age now, I start searching for, even now, somebody I can lay my head on. Don't answer my questions. Let me get this off my chest. I don't need your advice. I just need to lay my head right here, man. Let me drop this tear. Let me get all this off of me really quick so I can pull myself back together and dive back into this. But sometimes, as the husband with all the responsibilities, we need an outlet as well. And a lot of times we don't have that outlet as a man because we are not willing to be vulnerable enough or find a friend that we can go to. I don't need nothing. This is what I'm dealing with. I don't want no advice. I don't want you to repeat the word. Let me say this. Let me get it off my chest. Let me scream. Let me get it. Let me cry if I need to. And then we hang up the phone. Or you pat me on the back and just, you good now, man? All right. If you need me, I'm here kind of thing. Did you have that?
To be honest, that's something I've spoken with Deidre about, through the years, even, prior to this, about having someone I can vent to, even if it was issues with the relationship. I had nobody to talk to. I wouldn't talk to anyone. I'm not going to my buddies. We out shooting pool or bowling. Man, my wife doing this, my wife doing that, or she done got on my darn nerves. And I've never done that. But when this situation arose, it was a number of people I could. I don't want to miss anyone's name, but of course Felicia and Gloria and our circle here, the Spicers, the Spences, and everyone, I could reach out to, but I wouldn't lay that was so heavy onto them also, because how can they respond? What can they say? Oh man, I've been through the same thing, or we going through it. But we didn't. And my brothers, one of my brothers, Richard, I would lay a lot out on him, and he stepped up to the plate, and but what what could you say? I know you're saying you're not expecting anything in response, but I never wanted to actually lay that on them. Hey man, I need to talk to you, man. Today was a bad day. Boom, boom, boom. Bills getting behind. I gotta sell my old school. Uh, we gotta do this, we gotta do that. I don't want to lay that on anybody else.
And you know what? I wish that more men had outlets like that.
Mhm.
I think women, we can pick up the phone and call our girlfriends and cry and complain and get some certain support. But as men,
Mhm.
oftentimes, just like Steve said, men don't feel comfortable
But
enough
it's
to
that
be
pride.
vulnerable
Mhm.
in
Yep.
those situations. And I
Mhm.
wish that that could change for men.
It has with me.
I'm sorry.
Hell, I'll call anybody right now, tell them something going on. What would you do? But it has. It's things have changed. As far as expressing yourselves to someone, because you don't want everybody outside of your house knowing you're full of business and everything. So
And I think for men, unfortunately, men aren't allowed to be weak, or men aren't allowed to
how
show
do you know so
weakness.
so much about men? I'm supposed to be the only guy you've been with. How do you know so much about men? I don't get that.
Men,
Wait a
oh, men aren't supposed to demonstrate weakness,
Mhm.
but in this season, you guys may need someone, and that's unfortunate if men can't show those emotions.
Man, you guys some brought up some memories, boy, back in those days. Mm.
So
So I'm gonna ask
one thing that he did to help him through this is he did co-author a book. That was kind of his that was kind of his way of getting it out. So we have a really good friend. Her name is Deborah
Deborah
Fry.
Fry.
She is a very well-known author here in the Hampton Roads area, and she put together a conglomerate of 14 men. And the book, can you grab that for me? The book is called
Don't
Grief.
think this is a shameless plug.
honeydew.
It is. But the book is called Grief Through His Eyes. Grief Through His Eyes.
Mhm.
So you have 14 stories from men about grief and challenges that men have had to go through. And I thought that was just so powerful. And I'm so glad that he shared his story through that book. So it was a little therapeutic for him to be able to get it out in that way.
And grief not necessarily meaning death, grieving death, but any other issues, medical issues, or one of the guys, I think, not knowing his father, ever meeting his father, the father not being active in his life, and some guys about divorces and everything, and not being able to share time with their children and things like that.
Yeah. So that book is available. If anybody actually wants it, we've got copies. Just send us a message. We'll get you a copy.
Check it out, but definitely check out chapter 9.
Chapter 9 is his chapter.
I like that. I like Steve will continue to be the covering of the family, even during the pivot. What advice would you give a newly married couple when they are facing this pivot in their marriage?
Yeah, for the newly married couple, the first thing I would think about is this is long term. You stood before God and your families and your friends, and you took a vow for better or for worse through sickness and health. And that doesn't just change when a challenge arises, whether it's health, whether it's financial, whether it's mental, whatever that challenge is, you guys have to really dig deep and remember we're in this for the long haul. I say it all the time that we are kind of now in a microwave society or even in an air fryer society. You can have dinner cooked in 5 or 10 minutes. And real life may take more longer than that. You can't throw in the towel when the times get tough. That's what I want newly married couples to know, because the times will get tough. That's just life. Life be lifing. Times will get tough. And I just want them to remember that you're in this for the long term. And in addition to that, nobody is perfect. There's no one perfect. So whatever mistakes can be made, really think about, can we come back from this? Whatever issues come up, can we work through this? No one is perfect. There's always going to be challenges, and you took those vows for a reason. So don't take them lightly.
Don't take them like I agree with you.
That's good. I like the fact that we always have to extend grace. We always have to extend grace in our marriage because we're not perfect. So you can't expect anybody else to be perfect or expect somebody to do more than you would do yourself.
Correct.
So always,
Indeed.
yes. So pivotal moments can be devastating and catastrophic. How did you navigate this unfamiliar territory in your giving season?
Would that be for me or D?
Navigation.
Both.
Either
Oh, yeah.
let's take it.
How
Well,
did
we talked about Steve talked about how he
Yeah.
did it.
Yes. Steve
So
Oh, yeah.
more so how did you?
Well, it was really tough for me too, you guys, because as Steve mentioned, I am a very strong person. I'm very active with my family, very active with our business. And so we had to I had to really pivot with being able to allow others to help me in a way that I could not imagine, as well as to really dig deep into my own faith and know that I can build back from this. To go from, we'll say, 100 miles an hour to 0 miles an hour is a huge pivot. And I really had to find my way back to me. That included leaning on my family when I needed to, allowing myself to be vulnerable around those who love me, and allowing them to love me back to health.
Let me tell you guys something. That first time she was able to sit up in the hospital bed by herself and sit on the edge of that bed. Back then, she had those ponytails that were braided hair, and she had them little specs on them glasses. And they sent me that video. I wasn't no good at work. I wasn't.
Sure. No
I
good.
booed. Let me show you. I cried the dye out of my beard. I went to work. My beard was jet black. I left that evening. It was gray as all get out. Let me tell you. I'll never forget that video, man. When she sat up on the side of that bed. And little toes were swinging off the edge of the bed. Yeah. This is my baby.
And if I'm being honest with you, I know this is really, this is really my first time being around you guys in this. It's better when we get a person. But, we always see each other in the past.
Yeah.
And I never had a chance to really see this side. Never had a chance to see this side. And when we first got on, I saw how much you loved her. It came through the screen, right? And then now hearing your story, I know how much you guys love each other, right? It's not just, I can see he loves his wife, but now I know that she's enamored by him and he's infatuated by her, and together we're the Moon Group.
And I'm gonna tell you something, Kel. This is just not for here, for this platform.
But it shows that. Right.
It's y'all got me so emotional, man. It's my last time over here. Don't invite me back. Because I ain't cried this much in 3 years.
But what you guys are getting here is genuinely who we are.
Yeah.
Yes, we are business owners. Yes, you see us, on social media. You see us in the community. But we're just a really loving couple. We've had our challenges, as everyone has. Right. We're a very loving family. We love our kids. We love our community. And we have dealt with some serious health matters that we're still dealing with. But what you see is exactly who we are. And laughter, has carried us a long way, which that's probably what drew her to me in the first place. Other than, what was 100?
Your tongue.
My high top fade.
High top fade. Other than his
and that wife beat I had on.
Not the
wife beat on. Yeah. That's Keegan, sweet home.
Hey, Steve, when I met Tanya, I had all the muscles back then. I ain't had it belly like I got now. I had 6 packs.
I never had the muscles.
Boy, I was shiny. Hey Steve, I was a shiny old 6'1" black dude. That's when I first met her. I should
That'll
tuck
get him.
tuck my shirt in, show the six pack.
Oh yeah, you tuck the shirt in. Yeah.
I used to tuck the football shirt in. Sure, and I was a wrestler too, man. So I had a wrestling physique. I used to wear the sweatpants. Where you remember back in the days, you roll up, you cut them in the shorts, and then you roll the leg up. Yeah, that was me back then.
Oh, the great memories. The great memories.
And look, the Timberland boots and the sweatpants with the tight shirts. Yeah, that was me. That was me. Yeah.
God.
Well, man, it was awesome having this conversation with y'all, man. That is an inside story. I really didn't know the inside story. I really didn't know what had occurred. But even when I saw you guys, was it 2 weeks ago when y'all came from Oxtail?
Yeah.
Was y'all at the Oxtail, wherever I saw you? Mm-hmm. When I stuck my head to get some of that AC y'all had.
Yeah.
I could tell then, I saw then that I was like, man, they are a tight-knit, team. It seems it shows. It shows is not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for something major. It shows that you guys have had longevity on the same team, doing the same thing. And laughter is something that we started. Life happened, words happened, foolishness happened, and now it goes back to what we said in the beginning. Now we're in marriage counseling, trying to get back the balance of those pivot, those worst times in our marriage that we're allowed to escape from us, that we didn't dive in together. I grab her hand and I look her eye to eye and say, listen here, baby, all this foolishness that we're going through is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Let's laugh a little bit. We used to wrestle. I remember one time, Steve, I grabbed that chick one time, Steve. We were wrestling, and I did a little suplex on him, man. I didn't realize how strong I had grabbed him. So when I leaned back on the bed, all I heard was
just tumbling, yeah.
Look at it.
And she poked her head up and rolled it from the bed onto the wall and hit the floor. She poked her head up and we laughed about it. And then Steve, here's one of the dumb things we did. And it's gonna be kind of X-rated. It ain't too bad. It ain't really bad.
Yeah.
In our fun times, laughter times, man, we were so saved, just got saved, and all about God and everything else. And it was time to play husband and wife, Steve. I was laughing so hard, man. We put praise is what I do on trying to play.
Trying to be grown.
That wasn't it. That was not it.
Hey, Steve, I couldn't catch the beat. I couldn't do nothing.
There's a time and place for it all.
But sometimes you might want to mix it up, See if it works together.
Steve, he said, praise is what I said. I can't even catch it. What we doing? I ain't that saying, man, put something on. Put some Jodeci on or something.
Yeah. What? You got one of my abs hurting. Oh my goodness. Oh.
Well, I wanted to mention, Kelvin, that you said you saw us a couple of weeks ago at your event there at J&K. And I just wanted to mention that as business owners, we are very in tune with wanting to support other business owners. So we thank you guys for always helping to cater our events, always having the spirit of helping the next entrepreneur as well. So we're glad to be a part of your circle, and we're really, really grateful to have had this opportunity to chat with you guys.
And the way the time shows up and shows out before or after work when there's a Moon Group event is just wow. It says a lot.
So let me stop. Let me put the pen in right there, right? I'm gonna say something. Listen, I'm gonna say something, and Big Bro, Big Sis, I'm gonna say something right here, right? It ain't never been said before. I promise you. You guys are getting the exclusive. I was thinking the other day. This is no lie. It might have been last week. I was thinking last week we was talking about something marriage counseling, and I thought about y'all. I did. See, I'm tearing up like you right here, Steve. That my wife has finally found something and someone that has caught her attention enough that she won't turn away from. Because my wife used to be, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but it only lasts for a little season, and she gets bored, she gets tired of it, she'll do something else. But you guys, whatever y'all doing over there, has really, I'm giving you your flowers now. Really said a lot to me that her level of comfortability to last as long as she has lasted speaks volumes about YouTube. And it's probably come from how we started or whatever it is. But for her to stay focused, she never came home and said, Kevin, I don't want to do this no more. She never said none of that. I'm about to go do this with Miss Moon. I'm about to go do this with the Moon Group. I want to get this done. She's teaching me this. She's showing me that. And as a husband, I can finally sit back and say, man, she's found somebody that she's comfortable enough with, sees her, right? Sees her and sees what she brings to the table, her value, that she is valued to the point where she wants to be valuable to you guys. And when it's Bob. My dear Steve, I got one for you, brother. I promise you.
Oh, man, brother.
I'm telling you something, man. That's just as a husband who is very protective. My wife would tell you I'm extremely protective of her. Nobody can listen. I don't even want to hurt her feelings, so I ain't gonna let nobody come in and hurt her or mess with her emotions. None of those things, because you'll get to see a different side of this nice guy. I'm old now. I ain't got it like I used to. At 49, I had it. Now at 50. I done kind of slowed my roll down a little bit, but I don't want that old grizzly bear to stand up, and I want to just give kudos to you guys or Miss Moon on whatever it is that you're doing. Keep doing it on my end because I see the joy and the happiness she has in doing whatever it is that y'all doing. I don't really ask a whole lot of questions, right? When she's happy, she got the smile on her face, she's doing whatever she's doing on the computer, but it speaks volume to me. So thank you guys for being who you are in my wife's life, that she can have that much comfortability. That she had never said, Kevin, I'm gonna throw in the towel. That speaks volume to me. That speaks. Listen, we on 100 on the thing. That speaks volume to me that you guys can pour into her or acknowledge whatever it is that you guys are doing over there. Whatever you're doing is doing. It works.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. That means a lot to us and to me specifically. Again, having come from some very challenging health issues and not even knowing if I would be here, to then have connected with you guys and have a connection specifically with LaTanya that makes her want to be around. So that means a lot to me.
More than me to do you, I promise.
I can honestly say that seeing y'all talk today and what I have witnessed being around
Steve,
y'all.
you making me upset, Steve.
Uh-oh.
I knew you had it in you, brother. I knew it wasn't just me.
Hey, it's a bald head in us. That's what it is.
I love the fact that there's no mess. I love the fact that integrity that y'all have in your character and everything that you stand for. It has a firm foundation, and I love that about y'all. Not only in your business, but in your marriage too. And that's just, we don't have a lot of people that we talk to around outside of the restaurant. But for me to feel comfortable and I can come to you if I needed to, or just to be around you, I don't even have to say anything, just to be in the office and just know that the laughter is going around, there's no mess, there's nobody sleeping with nobody, that it's just straight up. And Kevin feel comfortable with it. I just love y'all.
And we
that's
love
so
you
sweet,
back.
too. We love
Yes,
you.
sir.
Even without egg rolls, we love you. We might love you a little extra with some egg rolls, a little extra.
Them egg rolls, if you know for egg rolls. Well, man, listen, it's been an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to finally get on here and have really some good conversation. I hope you guys can make it out on the 21st. The 21st next Tuesday. We're going to be at Prime 757, and we're doing date night with the Doolers. We just hanging out, really just hanging out. Hoping to have about 7-8 couples come out. We'll do what we did today. We're just gonna have a conversation, eat a little bit, man. My guy gonna put us in a private room. We got it from 7 to 9. We're just gonna go out and have a good time. And I will hope and pray that you guys are able to grace us with your presence.
Well, as the
And,
youngsters
come
say,
out and eat something.
as the youngsters say less.
Say less.
Say that. I'll make sure Tanya shoot you the information here
Most
too.
definitely.
Okay.
Sounds good.
No,
Uh-oh.
Oh, we got to do sponsors. My bad. I got caught up with that. I'm gonna be honest. I got frustrated and irritated with that stuff at the beginning. So we didn't do our sponsors. So we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, J&K Style Grill, home of the original waffle burger, gourmet egg rolls, and award-winning wings.
yeah. The Moon Group.
The Moon Group.
Yeah.
Hey.
We just don't do taxes. We know taxes.
There's a real difference.
There's a real difference.
That's right.
The Greater Man Foundation. Greater Man Foundation is a mentors group. We mentor from the age of 10 to 18. It's up and coming mentors group founded by Dwayne Lundy. We've been functioning for about a year now, a little over a year and a half now. Greater Man Foundation. What's everything? I forgot what it is. Slipped my mind. That's what it is. We done.
No, the Moon Group has a foundation.
We got a foundation?
Yes, you want to speak about that right quick?
Yeah, so we're having an event on this Saturday at our office at 2697 International Parkway. It is our Christmas in July event. It's our kickoff season to our annual bike giveaway. So we hope to give away 100 bikes to children of incarcerated parents. We do this every year, and last year we gave 77. So this year we're really going for that 100. So we'd love for you guys to come out, experience Christmas in July, and maybe make a donation to the foundation.
And what's the time?
So it is from 12 to 3 at our office, 2697 International Parkway. We've got hamburgers, hot dogs, all of your traditional July cookout food. And we have Uncle Sam and Santa that's going to be in the building.
Santa and Uncle
So come
Santa.
on out.
So are donations only financial, or can they start bringing bikes now? Or
So right now we only do financial donations because we do buy brand new bikes starting in November, and then we gift them for Christmas. So, but if you want to do a donation, we'd love to have that, a financial donation.
And in November, if you would like to come over and be a part of the assembly team, you're more than welcome.
Man, you better get them things already assembled, Steve. Man, what you doing, man?
Hey,
They
a lot of them do, but a lot of them don't come assembled.
Some of them
They
you
just
have to
slide
put them
that box
together.
out there on the trailer.
But
All right,
do
well, y'all
come out this Saturday, Christmas in July at the office. We would love to have you guys come out and enjoy some time with us.
Ed, the suplex, Ed.
Y'all. Thank y'all again for coming out and talking with us on today. There's nothing else.
There's nothing else. We're going to close it out. Well, my name is Kelvin.
And I'm Latanya.
And we got it that time. You see that?
All right. Goodbye,
All
you
right,
guys.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure. See y'all later. Thank y'all.